أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. To our wonderful viewers, we welcome you again yet to another episode of MTA Kids Time here on MTA International Gambia Studios. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi children. Today our topic of discussion is going to be on vying with one another in doing good, which means in competing with one another in doing good. As it is stated in Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 8, God the Almighty said, "Verily, those who believe and do good works, they are the best of the creation, of His creation." So we can see the importance of doing good deeds by all means in our daily lives. For us to be the best creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have to encourage each other in doing good. And in doing that, what are we going to do? We are going to compete each other. This is what God Almighty is encouraging us to do. So you cannot say today Ibrahim is doing something good. He's showing off himself. This should not be the attitude of an Ahmadi children. You see Ibrahim doing something good, you have to do double of it to compete him and tell him that and show him that you can do better than him in doing good. What are you doing in this case? You are competing him in doing right, in doing a good job, which God Almighty encourages us to do. So there is a verse in the Holy Quran also in which our sister Tahira Fofana will recite to us. Please listen. Sister Tahira. Mic. Give her the mic.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولكل وجهة هو موليها فاستبقوا الخيرات أينما تكونوا يأتي بكم الله جميعا إن الله على كل شيء قدير.
Assalamu alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Thank you so much, Sister Tahira Fofana, for that wonderful recitation. And now we have the translation by Brother Ibrahim Drame. Brother Ibrahim.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Translation. And everyone has a goal which dominate him, then with one another in good work. Wherever you be, Allah will bring you all together. Surely Allah has power to do that He wills.
Thank you so much for that wonderful recitation. As you said, see in this verse of the Holy Quran also, it says what? Everyone has a goal which dominates him, which means we all have a goal to strive through or strive ourselves into, which part of it is what in encouraging each other to do good, to compete each other to do good. We all have duties. We have our duties to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I said it in our previous episode, worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to the mosque and pray, that's not all, but following His instructions. And this is one of His instructions, that we should vie one another, compete one another, encourage one another to in doing good. And there is a commentary from the 5-volume commentary which says, this short verse contains in a few words a mighty lesson as to how the Muslim can achieve success in life. To achieve success in life is part of it. We have to encourage each other in doing good. And in doing good, we are closer to righteousness. And we will attain the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It continues. First, they should fix for themselves a goal. And that goal should not be the attainment of a particular good, but a very good. Your goal should not be only to do some little good thing and leave another. But what you have to do is engage yourself in doing good things every day. And it's not be just a mere good thing. It should be something that if people see you, they will know this person is a truthful person, and it's a person whom you know that he's always doing the right thing and always doing good thing. And also the verse continues. Nay, they should aspire for more than that. You should aspire for more, doing more good things daily. Always you have to be doing good. And also again, they should not seek these things in a careless and haphazard manner, but should hesitate towards them. You should not do them. You should not do these good things reluctantly. You should do it with happiness, with joy, that I'm doing this to attain the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but not the pleasure of any human being. And also vying one another in a spirit of healthy emulation to reach the goal before others. Competing one another in the spirit of healthy behavior and also reaching the goal before others. If you see today, you go outside, maybe around Mission House, you see this place maybe it's dirty. You know, the clean that place is a good behavior. Do it before any other person can do it, or even before someone will assign you to do it. This is what we have to be doing always. We compete each other in doing good. The Holy Prophet also said in one hadith that Abu Hurairah relates. The Holy Prophet said, hesitate to do good, for soon there will be a succession of disorder, like chasing darkness of night. A person will start the day believing and will end in disbelieving, or go to bed believing and get up in morning disbelieving. He will be ready to sell his faith for a worldly advantage. What this hadith is trying to say, that we should hesitate in doing good. We should hasten in doing good. We should not hesitate rather, but we should hasten in doing good. Because someone can go to bed today, in the morning, right now, you are good. But when you go to bed in the morning, you wake up again, you change your attitude. Because someone can be good today and tomorrow be bad. So what we have to strive for, let's strive for goodness, always by all means, but not hesitating ourselves from doing goodness. But we have to hasten ourselves in doing goodness. And also, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih said this in one of his Friday sermons, that vie each other in good. He presented that. The Prophet Messiah stated, a righteous deed is a ladder to rise towards Islam and God. The reality of a good deed needs to be borne in mind. So what the Khalifatul Masih is trying to say here is, he quoted from the Prophet Messiah's what? That a righteous deed is a ladder to rise, that which means to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Islam means peace. And if you are someone who do good things, you'll be someone who will be peaceful also as well. And you are going to gain the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in short, vying in doing good brings by both personal and collective benefits that most of us we don't understand, because it brings spiritual elevation and the nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So with this, we have a hadith that you have to recite by Sister Tahira Fofana. Mike.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال بادروا بالأعمال فتنا كقط الليل المظلم يصبح الرجل مؤمنا ويمسي كافرا ويمسي مؤمنا ويصبح كافرا يبيع دينه بعرض من الدنيا.
Thank you so much for that wonderful recitation. Please, let's have translation by Sister Saria Koroma.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi
Wa
ta'ala.
alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Translation. Abu Huraira relates that the Holy Prophet said, hasten to do good, for soon there will be a succession of disorders like the chasing darkness of night. A person will start the day believing and will end it disbelieving, or go to bed believing and get up in the morning disbelieving. He will be ready to sell his faith for a worldly advantage.
Thank you so much for that wonderful translation. I've already commented on it, so I will just say what all this hadith is about is attaining goodness and encouraging each other in doing good. You have to hasten, compete each other in doing this good. And also there is another saying of the Prophet Messiah والسلام, that righteous means to abstain from subtle parts of evil. Being righteous, you have to refrain yourself or distance yourself from evil deeds. Rather, true virtue is to serve mankind and demonstrate absolute truthfulness and loyalty in the cause of Allah. That's the truth virtue, truth spiritual that an Ahmadi children should exercise, that we have to serve mankind and demonstrate absolute truthfulness in anywhere we go. And in the cause of Allah alone, the exalted, and to be ready to sacrifice one life in His cause. Me doing good is not because I'm doing it to get the pleasure of Ibrahim or to get the pleasure of Sadia. No, I'm doing good to attain the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For this reason, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has stated that verily Allah is with those who are righteous and who do good. So if we want to get the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we want to be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we want to be on His side, always we have to be people that we have to be righteous, and also we have to be the bearer of doing good deeds by all means. And I was stating that in doing good deeds, always you have many advantages of doing good deeds. One is spiritual elevation. You get the nearest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also increase in reward in the hereafter. You do good. Allah said if you do good, have a reward for you in the hereafter. We all want to attain that reward in the hereafter. So even this bring us to the payment of our chandas. It's all doing goods, our tariq jadits. Whenever we pay them, we are inculcating goodness in us. You can even compete each other in that. You can come to Husayfa can come to Ismail and tell him that I pay my chanda, did you pay yours? Next time, Ismail also will hasten and go and pay his chanda before Husayfa will do. So in this case, he's encouraging him to do good, and he's competing him also in doing good. So this will attain the reward of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also it will improve moral and personal growth. Because morally, it will encourage you to be doing good deeds always by all means, without no one telling you do this, do that. So this is how an Ahmadi child we have to behave always by all means. And also if you are doing good always, the society, people will be hailing you, they will recognize you, they will say yes, even though you make a fault in something, they will say no, this person is not like this, he used to be like maybe this, he do it by default. This is all by what? Doing goodness, encouraging each other to do goodness. So don't see your fellow human being doing good and discouraging him. Some people, we are fond of that. I see Husayfa doing something, or if Ismail see Husayfa doing something good, you come and discourage him. What are you doing? This is not all because of jealousy. You should not be doing that. You see someone doing good, encourage the person, so the person will do more of it. And for that, Allah will reward you as well. So in this case, I want to ask you, what do you understand? If someone does good, what are the benefits that you attain from this? Sister Tahira, please. Give her the mic.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I've learned that doing good deeds can bring one closer to God Almighty.
Very good. Very good. Thank you so much. So we are not going to take more questions because this is what the time have permitted us. So for that being the case, we are going to say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu till we come on your way again here on MTA International Gambia Studios. I am your presenter, Ali Ujuf. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu.